Are you guys ready for the things that I was supposed to talk about last week?
The Count of
Okay,
Saint-Germain. Sorry.
You did. I was gonna set it up. I was like,
You did set it up and you didn't say it.
And you guys are supposed to say, yeah, wait, what were you going to talk about?
Okay, sorry. Let's do it from the top.
Run it back.
Do it from the top.
What were you going to talk about?
Wait!
Wait! Sorry.
Wait for the line.
You'll wait. You'll know when to say it. So I got something for you guys, and it's something that I was going to talk about last week.
What is it, Josh?
What?
Okay, tell me timing. The Count of Saint-Germain. The Count of Saint-Germain.
Germain?
Germain.
Germain.
The Count of Saint-Germain. Saint-Germain.
Let's just keep saying it for the next
A lot of people said it differently, like on the multiple things I listened to. He was one of the most mysterious men in all of history.
Wow. When?
Why are you laughing?
Why wouldn't I laugh at that?
Whoa. That was you that made that noise?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That was Andrew.
No.
That was really good, Lily. Now you're just trying to show off with your voice. Wow. Sounds like the guy who does the makeup for Miss Doubtfire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That was good.
We're going to make you look beautiful. Mother's going to love you.
That's very good. Okay. The Count of Saint-Germain was literally, he's so fascinating. And every podcast and video I watch, there's always a 2-part series to it because there's too much.
Okay.
So what? What?
Spit it out.
Spit it out.
I'm just laughing at what we said. Keep going.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
I
when
got
was
something
this?
good here.
When did this guy exist? When did he live?
Some say forever.
What do you mean?
And it's still here.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. So this man really appeared during the 1700s in Europe. And he befriended everyone of status. Like
He's just a normal guy?
But he had all these talents. So he could speak over a dozen languages. He was a very talented painter. He said a renowned violinist. So people thought that he was like a famous musician that was like hiding and like didn't want to show people his true identity. And he had this party trick to where he could write a poem with one hand and a love letter with this hand at the same time.
What?
So like this
dude is super smart.
A genius.
Super smart.
He was also an alchemist.
What is that?
We talked about this the other day.
It's like
it's like studying.
I forget because you want to say chemistry, but
yeah, it's not chemistry. It's like it's almost a little bit of a
alchemist,
like hocus pocus chemistry.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It says the definition is a person who practices alchemy.
That's what it is.
It's a medieval forerunner of chemistry.
Okay.
Based on the transformation of matter.
But this dude was just fascinating, and like he never truly like there's all these stories of like who he was, where he came from, and he would just mess with people.
He became like almost like a myth at that point, like like some type of legend.
But literally everyone in Europe knew about him.
Okay.
And he even spent 5 years in the Shah of Persia's court learning jewelry craft. So like he would like know one of his party tricks too was not a party trick, I guess a talent he had. Said he had. He could take
like Picasso, he had a party trick, it's called painting.
But he said he could take a diamond with a flaw in it and basically do this whole alchemy thing to where he melts it down and reformulates it to where it's a perfect diamond. And he did that with the King of France. The King of France had this diamond that was a giant, big, beautiful diamond, but it had a flaw in it. And Saint Germain told him let me take your diamond, give me 4 weeks for the whole process. The diamond at that time was worth like 6,000 francs, whatever that equates to. He did it, came back. It was a perfect diamond worth double the amount of what he was given or whatever. So we could just do like really, really insane, bizarre stuff.
Yeah. Especially for the 1700s. Like that's like, pretty uncommon.
But there's a rumor that there's, I'm telling you, there's so much.
Yeah.
So it was like hard to like nail down like, whatever. I'm just going to keep talking. So you guys are really quiet.
I'm listening.
We're
I know, but I'm like,
you keep talking yourself out of this.
I know my brain's going. Yeah. All right.
You want me to read it?
No, because I formulated it.
Okay.
Remember this morning when you joked about how you think you're slowly forgetting how to read?
Yeah. I think it's a possibility. But people commented at these parties and stuff, he never drank, and they said that they really never saw him eat.
Oh.
But he would always, at these parties and these gatherings, he would make his own concoction. It looked like a tea almost.
He's a vampire.
And they said he claimed to have created the Philosopher's Stone, which is, from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But basically what that does is it makes you live forever.
And also you need to eat?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have no idea. But I just thought that was weird that people were like, yeah, we never saw him eat or drink alcohol or whatever. He would always just drink his concoction that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
But I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to like condense it.
No, don't feel like you have to condense it.
But he met all these people just throughout life and stuff. He was very close to King Louis, King Louis and Mary Antoinette.
Yeah.
And he became Mary Antoinette's advisor in a lot of things. And he actually warned them 15 years prior to the revolution that there was going to be a revolution.
Wow.
And that they need to start being prepared for that.
Yes.
And then 15 years later, there's a revolution.
You're like, oh, Saint-Germain, what are you even talking about?
And then,
Come on.
at a party, he ran into a woman who recognized him from 50 years ago.
Oh,
wow.
In Venice.
It's like Age of Adeline all over again.
So this lady met this man, walked up. She's like, are you Saint-Germain? And he said, I am. And she's like, do you have a father? Or something? Because I met someone that looks exactly like you 50 years ago, and they were 45. And she said, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 45, and that was me that you met. And people were like, what? And so he got all these questions. And so when he was asked questions of oh my gosh.
So he's playing into it. He's not trying to cover anything up.
Well, he would play into it, but when people would call him out, he's like, I'm just kidding.
Just joking.
Yeah. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'm a million years old. Boop, 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 boop.
But at these parties, he would tell these stories and recount history like he was there.
Yeah.
In fact, he talked about very historical facts about Jesus and all this stuff.
I know, it's a little spooky.
It's spooky, right? It's
And then one lady said, if you're talking about Jesus, like you were there, that means you have to be over 1,000 years old. And then they looked at his servant because he had these servants with him. They said, is he 1,000 years old? And the servant said, I wouldn't know if he's 1,000 years old. I'm only 300 years old.
Oh my goodness. What?
Spooky.
This is a great scary story, but this guy was an actual historical person. There's actual historical record of this dude.
Oh yeah, but the weird part is he would never to the day that he supposedly died, which that's a whole thing.
Yeah,
he never said where he came from, about his family, his true identity. Some people speculated that he was, which I never knew about this person until I started researching this. Have you heard of Cartophilus?
No.
Have you?
No.
Which this is again. Everything I'm saying.
Yeah, you're good.
You look like a Cartophilus.
Cartophilus is a person, and they called him the Wandering Jew. Mm-hmm. And supposedly this man, Cartophilus, was cursed by Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
When Jesus was on his way to be crucified, he mocked Jesus. And then Jesus said, you are going to walk every day on this earth until I return again. You're cursed with immortality.
I don't know about that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is speculation.
This is the story that they've that was passed down.
But other people have said that he is.
That wouldn't make any sense that Jesus would say that, because he didn't say anything to the people that were literally flogging him.
Again.
Okay.
Not what I'm saying. This is what some people have said.
Just the story.
And then some people have speculated that he's Marlin. Marlin the wizard from King Arthur time. Merlin. Yeah, not Marlin.
I was thinking
the fish.
Nemo, yeah.
Wait, he's a fish?
And then others have speculated that he is son of Francis Rakoczy II, Prince of Transylvania.
Oh, that's vampiric.
Yeah.
That's vampire country, baby.
Someone said that he could be the illegitimate son of Maria Anna, who was the widow of King Charles II of Spain, which I don't know. We'll talk on another podcast about King Charles, but terrifying.
Illegitimate.
Yeah. And then someone said that he was the son of the King of Portugal, John V. And then others have said that he was the 1600s scientist, Sir Francis Bacon, who it later came out. There's a rumor that he was the one that wrote all the Shakespeare plays.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's so interesting.
That just reminds me of it sounds very witchy type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what people but the accounts that people have in Haiti and in Africa about witch doctors and stuff, and it's that stuff could have existed back then. Who knows? It's so scary.
So I'll wrap up with this.
When you talk about him, it makes me think of that Rolling Stones song, "Sympathy for the Devil," where he talks about wandering around and having been a part of all these huge historical events and being an entertainer and all of that.
Ooh, yeah, I don't like that.
Spooky.
Well, witchcraft.
I've never heard that song in my life.
Witchcraft and that sort of thing, if we're talking about that, is biblically accurate. You think about Saul, he had a witch summon the dead.
Yeah.
So it's possible for supernatural to exist.
Yeah. But so
Spooky.
people have reported him seeing him throughout his life in the 1700s everywhere, in the world.
Yeah.
In India, in America even.
Really?
And this is the weird part. The America thing.
He's Donald Trump.
So
His name is Baron Trump. Sorry, I had to burp.
It's Donald Trump. Just kidding. No. So during the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was they're locked in the courtroom, right? They locked all the doors because it was very can't do this.
Hush, hush.
And there's a ton of all the founding fathers were there. The story goes that they were hesitant to signing the Declaration of Independence.
Right.
And there was a man that stood up wearing all a black suit, like what he was known for wearing black. He stood up and gave this big speech about freedom of men and you need to be your own country. And that gave the courage to John Hancock growing up there and signing first, and all these other men went up. Yeah. And that's how. So
Sign it big, John.
But when they went and turned around to see who that man was, he was gone.
Jeez,
but people in America that have met Saint Germain in Europe, they said that looked like Saint Germain.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. This is a crazy. I've never heard of this story. How have I never heard of this?
That's what I'm saying.
What did you hear about? Because you obviously knew the name of it last week.
He's a character in Outlander.
He's a character in Outlander, but I'm disappointed with Diana Gabaldon, or however you say.
She didn't do?
He was portrayed as this kind of evil guy, which is it sounds like maybe that's what's happening here, but never supernatural or spooky, which it's just she could have done a huge piece on him.
There needs to be his own show.
Yeah.
Really. But this is where the whole theory that he's not dead now.
Yeah.
He was recorded dying in 1784 in Germany, but they it was so secretive and only the servants saw him died and they buried him.
Yeah.
And but then he was spotted by Marie Antoinette's friend who wrote about him multiple times because he was an advisor.
Yeah.
She reported seeing him 5 times after his supposed death.
Wow.
One time in 1793, watching Marie Antoinette
get beheaded.
So he was present for her beheadness.
Beheading. Yeah.
Beheadness. And then the last time she saw him was in 1820, 2 years before she died. And so there's even people up until the 1970s were claiming to have seen him.
Wow.
Just wandering.
That is so trippy.
And there's hours and hours
there's so much more, I imagine.
different stories and what he did here, what he did there. He was caught as being a spy one time.
Is there paintings of him or anything like that?
There's one drawing of him.
I want to see it.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know if I want to.
No, he just looks like a...
It's just
an old dude?
It's like Carrot Top.
It's right here.
Wait, it's Carrot Top!
Yeah, that's him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd recognize that feller anywhere.
So, yep. I know that was a little hodgepodgey.
No, that was good. That was
great.
crazy. That's a fun little story to keep reading about because I've never heard of that.
I'll give you the podcast to listen to about it because it's so fascinating.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's probably so much stuff built around it, over time.
Folklore, yeah.
But there's got to be some truth to some of it because, having all those counts all come together and all work together, that's strange.
My personal belief is that he was just a swindler.
Yeah.
He was a very highly intelligent man.
Yeah.
That
like a con
but
man.
he
they got off on just becoming just showing off.
He was so fascinating
friends.
that he people took on his identity.
Yeah.
And so that's why he was always present because they always talked about what he wore, how he acted, what he would talk about.
Yeah, he's probably like a trendsetter.
Yeah, and so all these people around the world are probably
impersonating.
I am Saint Germain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am anonymous.
Oh. So that is the Count of Saint Germain.
Wee wee.
Better known as Donald Trump.
His name was Nikola Tesla.
Saint Germain grew up to be Barack Obama.
Oh my gosh.
No!
I am the Count of Saint Germain.
Snap, evaporate.
But yeah, that's it.
Spooky.